of the term financial system. So, simply speaking, finance refers to the monetary resources, and when I use the term financing, it refers to the activity of providing these monetary resources to the needy persons and institutions. By needy, I mean those who have deficit of finance. So, if you have a look at the graphical representation in this slide, you see that there are two broad units in the financial system. So, here I have these surplus units, which can be your households, business firms, government, foreigners who have surplus funds with them, and through direct or indirect mechanism they transfer these funds to the deficit units or the borrowers, who again can be business firms, government, household, or foreigners. One direct way of channelizing this movement of funds is through the financial markets. So you invest in the stock market, and basically the surplus units are transferring funds to the deficit units. On the other hand, through financial intermediaries, so intermediaries are people who mediate between, or institutions who mediate between surplus and deficit units. तो जब एक चैनल के थ्रू ये फंड्स फ्लो हो रहे हैं, फॉर एग्जांपल आप म्यूचुअल फंड्स में इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हो, तो वहां पर जो म्यूचुअल फंड कंपनी है, या जो म्यूचुअल फंड एएमसी है, अभी कंपनी टर्म यूज कर लेते हैं, दैट वुड बी इजियर टू अंडरस्टैंड. So that mutual fund is basically serving as an intermediary between you and the shares in which you are investing. So जो कंपनी के shares आप purchase कर रहे हो through the mutual fund scheme, those are the deficit units, you are the surplus units, and the mutual fund is a financial intermediary in between. So, direct or indirect movement, the term financial system is a system that is concerned with this mobilization of funds, mobilization of the savings of public, government institutions, and providing these necessary funds to the deficit units in order to enable the production of goods, provision of services in the economy. So, a financial system is a system that allows the exchange of funds between lenders, investors, and borrowers. So it is facilitating the movement of finance, and thus it is known as the financial system. Now, very easy to understand, but in reality, in practicality, it is a very complex system where you have closely related services, markets, institutions, which are trying to ensure an efficient and regular linkage between the investors and the depositors. So, financial system is a mechanism through which savings are transferred into investment, and it is playing a very significant role in the economy of any country. Financial systems, they operate at all levels. तो फर्म लेवल पे है, इंडस्ट्री लेवल पे है, नेशनल लेवल पे है, ग्लोबल लेवल पे है, and it includes all the public, private, government spaces, financial instruments, and countless assets and liabilities. So basically, it is the backbone of the economy of any country. It is a set of interrelated activities, services working together to achieve a predetermined goal. तो जो हम बोलते हैं कि savings become investment, investment leads to capital formation. That is the ultimate goal of the financial system. So it is including different markets, institution, instruments which influence the generation of savings, investment, capital formation, and ultimately leading to increase in the GDP or growth of the country. So formal financial system is very, very important. It has multiple elements to it. Any system has components or constituents, parts होते हैं हर system के. उसी तरह जो financial system होता है उसके multiple components होते हैं. First and foremost being the financial markets, your financial assets, financial institutions. Apart from this, all the financial services which are being provided, all this comes, it is clubbed together and gives you the financial system of a country. Coming to the functions of financial system, we start with the first function, which is the saving function. So the prime objective of a financial system is to trigger the cycle of investment and growth, and that can only be done when there is a promotion of savings and there is mobilization of savings. This would increase the liquidity in the system because you have formal financial assets which can be easily converted into cash without any loss in value. So that is again a very, very important function of the financial system. Moving ahead, it is also providing a payment gateway. So now this over the years, especially with the digitalization of payment platform, payment system, basically you have payment platforms, and the government of India is running its own scheme with Digital India. So, jo, after demonetization, more emphasis has been uh, put on the payment function for a formal financial system because credit provision, payment in through basically non-cash payment, that has been promoted through the financial system, and that is again one of the main functions of any financial system to provide convenient mode of payment for purchases being made. Then risk function, so risk को minimize करना और risk को transform कर देना even to assets. तो जो insurance companies हैं वो ना सिर्फ आपको risk cover देती हैं but through schemes like ULIP you are also able to earn a return on the uh, इंश्योरेंस कवर यू आर टेकिंग बेसिकली. तो यूनिट लिंक्ड इंश्योरेंस प्लान्स होते हैं जहां पर ना सिर्फ आपको इंश्योरेंस कवर मिलता है पर जो प्रीमियम आप पे कर रहे हो उसका कुछ परसेंटेज मार्केट में भी इन्वेस्ट होता है एंड यू गेट रिटर्न थ्रू दैट इन्वेस्टमेंट. Next is information function, again very, very important. There should be the public at large should have access to all information. The participants, the prospective investors for the market should have informed opinion about investment, disinvestment, reinvestment, and holding of a particular asset. So that flow of information is very, very important, and that is enabled through a formal financial system. Transfer function, again, very important function. Sitting in India, you can invest in New York Stock Exchange. That is a transfer that has been enabled by the financial system. You can invest in ADRs, GDRs, or people sitting outside India can invest in shares listed on Indian stock exchanges or IDRs, Indian Depository Receipts. All this has been enabled through a formal financial system. In time to time, reforms are also brought about, improvisations in the dealing mechanism, in the settlement mechanism, in the laws. That again is one of the functions of financial system. Apart from this, promoting the capital formation through project management and accelerating the growth or the process of economic growth of the country would be the main objective of a financial system. So these were the functions of financial system. If I talk about the role and importance of financial system, this is almost the same because say savings function is a function of financial system. Feature or characteristic of financial system or role of financial system would be that it acts as a bridge between the surplus and the deficit units, or between the savers and the borrowers. Similarly, it again includes all the formal and informal financial sectors. Saying per se जो financial system होता है, it formulates or enables the movement of capital, investment, profit generation, monitors corporate performance. You have regulators like SEBI, RBI, who are keeping a close watch on the financial institutions, markets, services, and all the financial practices being followed in the economy. It offers portfolio adjustment facilities. So since the liquidity is high because of presence of formal financial assets, you can quickly adjust your portfolio in light of the changing opportunities available, lowering the transaction costs, increasing the returns. So if costs are decreased, obviously that increases the return to the investors. So financial system is contributing to the acceleration of economic development. So the engine of growth for any economy is the financial system of that economy. So as I told you, we have four main components in the financial system. So financial institutions, financial markets, financial instruments, assets, securities. जो भी आपके financial assets होते हैं, that would come under this categorization. And then you have financial services. So your syllabus in this paper is basically covering all these components unit wise. We'll do them in detail. So markets में हम primary और secondary markets करेंगे detail में. Then we'll be doing the financial institutions, covering the financial institutions in detail. So before that, let's understand what is the structure of the Indian financial system. So whenever I will be using the term financial system, now will be with reference to the formal financial system, though every economy has an informal financial system also. So that consists of the local money lenders, जो आपकी चिट फंड कंपनीज होती हैं, आपके नेबर्स, आपके relatives who act as your first point of contact when you have fund requirements come under the informal financial system of a country. So they are not regulated directly through RBI or SEBI. The structure of the Indian financial system, the formal Indian financial system, this is what it looks like. You have SEBI and RBI regulating the various components of the financial system. The first and foremost you see is the financial institutions. You have banking institutions, and then you have non-banking financial companies, NBFCs, uh, different categories of banks. Now, this all we'll be covering in detail. So, this is just an overview here. तो आपके banks भी public, private, foreign banks, cooperative, regional, rural banks, all those will come here under the banking institutions. And you have non-banking financial companies. Under financial markets, now this is a single classification on the basis of time that is given. You have money market, capital market, then again on the basis of the nature of issue या टाइमिंग जो इशू की होती है, वहां पर आपकी प्राइमरी मार्केट होती है, सेकेंडरी मार्केट होती है, then you also have derivative market. So there are a number of ways in which you can classify the financial markets, and each financial market has its own set of financial instruments that are being traded. So under the organized financial market, we would start with the classification of market into the capital market and money market. Again, foreign exchange market भी आती है इसके अंदर. We will just be having a small reference there, not going into detail. Then the financial instruments again uh, being revised over a period of time, or new and new financial instruments are coming in the market. जो financial assets हैं, marketability के basis पे बात करें तो आपके shares हैं, government securities, bonds, mutual funds, they are the more marketable financial assets. And if I talk on the basis of if I see the non-marketable assets, they would be your bank deposits, your provident fund, जो पोस्ट ऑफिस आपके सर्टिफिकेट्स होते हैं इन्वेस्टमेंट के, और LIC पॉलिसीज, दीज ऑल आर non-marketable financial assets. And then again, another easier way of categorization would be कि स्टॉक एसेट कौन सा है, डेट मार्केट का एसेट कौन सा है, और मनी और नियर मनी जो एसेट्स होते हैं वो कौन से होते हैं. So and the last would be the financial services. So you have fund based services, fee based services. Main services we'll be doing is credit rating, leasing, hire purchase, factoring. All this will be covered at length. So this was a simple introduction to what the financial system of our country looks like, and also what is the structure